Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Websters of Wrestling. I am the 5-star legend,
And I am WWE Man Levi Junk.
and this is Extreme Rules 2013 pay-per-view review. We're gonna jump right into it with the pre-show. The pre-show was The Miz versus Cody Rhodes. Levi, do you have anything to say about that?
Yes. We both predicted The Miz would win with the figure four leg lock. That happened. The match was decent from what I saw of it. WWE.com and their stream was screwing up. So I saw the second half of the match, and it was, a decent pre-show match. Some would say maybe the most must-see pre-show match.
Probably, yeah.
Some would say that. Probably we would say that.
Yeah, it's definitely the most must-see pre-show match. The Miz versus Cody Rhodes. There was no point to it, but it seemed to be a pretty decent match. We called it, as it was. Figure four leg lock, victory for the Miz. It was pretty plain and simple, just like that, just to get the fans warmed up for the pay-per-view.
Sure, it's like a house show match. I mean, it's pre-show. It's what it is, and I mean that's all I really have to say. I mean, Miz gets another win, Rhodes gets another loss. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Okay. Well, I want to take this time to give a special thanks to Woody Eubank for giving us our very first comment ever on Extreme Rules 2013 predictions video. Unfortunately, your comment was not suitable enough for me to mention it on this show, but I will mention that you were the first and only person to comment on that video, and I wanted to thank you for that. Within 6 hours, we got your comment. Thank you very much, Woody. Woody Eubank. We appreciate you and your feedback. However, I did delete that feedback, and I want to let you know why. I didn't delete it because it was unsuitable. I wouldn't do that. People are free to say what they want to say. However, what you did say was very blank. You gave us one word. That one word wasn't enough for me. You got to elaborate. I didn't know what you were referring to. Were you referring to me? Were you referring to the Junk Man? Were you referring to my sister? Were you referring to John Cena? I don't know. If you're going to leave a comment, especially a constructive criticism sort of feel to it, as your comment was, please elaborate. We want to know what you think, and we want to know what you mean by what you say. So, Woody Eubank, I am challenging you to leave a comment here on this video explaining to me what exactly you meant. I sent you a message, you didn't reply, maybe you didn't see it, maybe you didn't care. I'm telling you right now that if you do check out this video, Woody Eubank, leave a comment in the comment section and I will get right back to you, I promise. Now there's your 10 seconds of fame. Now we will move on to the pay-per-view. Extreme Rules 2013. So extreme. It was such a great night. We started things off with the opening contest, Chris Jericho versus Fandango. Junkman?
Yeah, 5-star. I thought this was exactly how I wanted the show to start, so I was very happy with Jericho and Fandango starting the pay-per-view, and they lived up to my expectations. I really enjoyed this match. It was well wrestled. The fans were totally into it, which was nice. I thought it was just as good or better than the Mania match. The length was a little troublesome for me. I really was hoping to see these guys go a little longer, but otherwise good. I want to mention one thing, and I want to get your thoughts on this too. Did Fandango look a little winded in this match, or was it just me?
I noticed that, and the moment I noticed it, I thought Junkman noticed it. I know he did, and I'm glad that you brought that up. He looked winded in this match. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if it was winded. It could have been something else, but something was going on with him. They still pulled it off. Still looked all right. It was a good match, but yeah, I noticed that.
Sure, yeah, it was a good match. I mean, I like I said, it lived up to my expectations, but did not exceed them. at all. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
that's a good
good,
way to describe it.
uh, but definitely looked winded, tired. I don't know if he took like a bad bump or if he just what it is because I mean Fandango or Johnny Curtis, as we used to know him, has been in the wrestling business for close to a decade now. So I don't see why he would be winded so quickly. So
Yeah, so it's got to be something else. We don't know what it is yet, but if we do find any details on why that happened, why that took place, it was an odd feeling to it. If you were paying attention to the superstars, we'll let you know. We'll put it up on here.
definitely. And yeah, otherwise it was good. I do want to comment and say how good was that Codebreaker spot? I mean, with Fandango coming off the top rope, Jericho catches in midair, Codebreaker. I thought that looked really really good.
Yeah, it definitely looked really good. Of course, it was a classic ending
Sure,
to a Jericho match.
definitely. It
Yeah,
just
definitely.
it stuck out. It looked
Yeah,
nice. I mean, he's done that ending a lot. It's nothing new, but it was very well executed.
actually, can I comment on that? Nothing
Sure.
new. Jerry Lawler, I heard on Raw when they showed the replay of Jericho hitting that, or photos of it. Jerry Lawler said, I don't remember ever seeing anything like that before. And I was thinking, you have. Let me tell you. Let me tell you when you've seen that before. Jericho Punk, Jericho, somebody else, I'm sure. I'm not off the top of my head, okay, but I'll give Jerry Lawler a break. Jericho's finish is very classic Jericho. He doesn't use it often, but it's really good. It was a really good spot, really good finish for Jericho and Fandango.
Well, 5 star. Give King a break. Remember the heart attack last year. Let's give him a break. He's had a tough year.
Our first match of the evening, we got the prediction wrong. I promise and I swear that our predictions get better as the night progresses. Chris Jericho and Fandango match. We predicted that Fandango was going to win. I predicted that because for some reason I felt like he couldn't lose. Like that wasn't even a possibility. But seeing it happen, I'm quite okay with it because I feel like he's getting over pretty well, and losing isn't always the worst thing to happen. It's not like he's jobbing or anything. He got beat with a codebreaker in midair. You can't blame him for losing that one. What do you think?
Oh yeah, 5 star. The finish, was he looked good in defeat. And he let's not forget that Fandango defeated Chris Jericho in his first match as that character in WWE at WrestleMania last month. So it's not bad to lose a second match against a legend like Jericho. It's also not bad to see Jericho win a match every once in a while because he never wins, and that's always nice every once in a while. So I'm looking forward to their inevitable third match, which should be at Payback. I've enjoyed their feud. I'm totally fine with Jericho getting the upper hand here. It's 1-1. Time for the final match at Payback, which I think will be their best match yet because they've improved their match quality each time. So I'm looking forward to it. I like the result, and I'm with you. I actually was confident, overly confident, that Fandango was going to beat Jericho, and we were both proven wrong. So yes,
Yeah, yeah, great match. We were both proven wrong. It was a beautiful match. Great ending. Great superstars. Can't wait to see them face again.
definitely.
Definitely. Our next match that we're going to talk about is Randy Orton versus The Big Show. They fought in an Extreme Rules match. When I think of an Extreme Rules match, I think of barbed wire, fire, tables, ladders, chairs, thumbtacks. Definitely thumbtacks. When I think of Randy Orton, I think thumbtacks, really. But in this match, they had pretty typical WWE Extreme Rules weapons, and very vintage Orton weapons. I think you can elaborate on that, Junk.
They had kendo sticks.
They had kendo sticks, not just
Randy
one.
Orton's friend. I think that'd be his little friend. It's Randy Orton's sledgehammer. What Triple H's sledgehammer is to him, the kendo sticks are to Randy Orton.
That was a good
So
comparison.
I was happy that he had kendo sticks. Probably happier than I should have been because I had predicted that on the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, you did.
And there is not there's not no such thing as an Extreme Rules match starring Randy Orton without a kendo stick. That does not exist. So I
You're
was
right.
happy that that happened. There was two kendo sticks. So, and I know you have to be happy about one thing, 5 star, and that's the fact that they did not run around the arena.
Yeah, they didn't. They kept it pretty close. It was really good to see both of them kind of working together. I mean, there weren't too many moments where they were too far apart from one another. So I really did enjoy that.
I was kind of hoping Big Show would head to catering in the match, but no.
I know you were, but maybe next time.
Yes, next time. More kendo sticks, please, Randy Orton.
More kendo sticks for Randy Orton. Our prediction for this match was indeed Randy Orton with a couple of kendo sticks, and yeah, that definitely happened. Let's talk about the finish of this match. It's something I definitely didn't predict, and I did not see coming until it happened. Randy Orton hit a punt on Big Show to win the match.
I was quite happy with that finish, and the probably the most into anything Orton has done, the most invested I've been into anything Orton has done since. Oh, I can't remember the last time because it's been that long. I don't know last time I cared about anything Orton did, but when he hinted at doing the punt kick, bringing back the infamous punt kick, I got pretty excited. I have to admit it.
Yeah, I did too. I was up and down on that one. Do you think, elaborate on this, take some time on this answer. Do you think that a punt kick could be the beginning signs or foreshadowing of a heel turn for Randy Orton?
It's a good question. I mean, he did make the punt kick famous when he was a heel. That was his go-to move. He kicked many a superstar with that, and it meant something too. The punt kick, if I remember correctly, put almost everyone out of action once they received it. Um, I think it could be. I don't see any clear plan that WWE has for him, whether it be heel or whether it be face or anything. I don't really see WWE. He's directionless, directional. Yes, yes, that's it. And yeah, I don't think he has any direction. Is what I'm trying to say. And I
Okay.
don't, and I don't think that WWE knows what to do with him. So no, I mean, it's sure it's likely that that could be, but I don't think so at the moment. No, I don't think that's leading to a heel turn at the moment.
Okay. Well, we definitely redeemed ourselves with a double correct prediction here with Randy Orton winning and a couple of kendo sticks.
And a couple of kendo sticks, and you know, as much as I wish you were right about the punt kick returning Randy Orton to his heel character or any sort of heel character or any character for
Any
that matter.
character whatsoever.
I don't think WWE has any direction for him right now. He's just meandering around, giving people RKO's and punt kicks every once in a while. So that's my answer to that.
Thank you. Do you have anything else to say about Randy Orton versus the Big Show?
I would like to see Randy Orton versus Shane McMahon in a kendo stick on a pole match.
All
That's
right.
all.
No. Okay. Speaking of a specialty match, like most matches tonight, Sheamus versus Mark Henry in a strap match, Texas Bull Rope, sure, four corners match.
Sure.
Yeah. What did you think about that one?
That's the longest strap I've ever seen in my life, is my first thoughts.
World's strongest strap.
Yes, I mean when WWE hyped this match and said you're going to have to drag your opponent to all four corners of the ring. I didn't see much dragging in this match because the strap was half the size of my house.
Yes, yes, it was. I mean, the only dragging I saw in this match was the match dragging on a little longer than it should have.
Puns.
Yeah, puns. Well, I mean, yeah, it was a good match. I got to be honest. It was entertaining. It was. They had classic 1, 2, 3 corner. Oh no, four. No, not four. 0, 1, 2, 3. Oh, four. Oh no, back to 0 kind of thing. I mean, it happened a few times in that match. I thought
Sure.
Sheamus was really inventive going outside of the ring, touching the four corners, getting away from Mark Henry. I like that.
I enjoyed that. And, me and you both said there'd be a lot of that classic 1, 2, 3. Oh no, he stopped him moments. And there was. And I thought it was a decent match. I enjoyed it for what it was. I didn't like the fact, like I said, that the strap was, you know, so
Um,
large
so
where they
large.
can't drag their opponent. I think that kind of took away from what the match was supposed to be about, at least in the hype for the match.
Yeah, definitely. It was just as long as that rope that they used for tug of war. Like, that's not. You don't drag somebody like that. I remember a point where Sheamus fell out of the ring and Henry was in the ring and the strap was reaching both of them. Like, it was fine. Uh, I don't know. It was
Yeah,
okay.
it was decent. And if the strap had been shorter and it wasn't so long, and they could actually drag their opponents, I'd probably be higher on this match. But I gotta say it's decent at best because of that for me.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I want to talk about your prediction for this match. You predicted that Mark Henry was going to beat Sheamus and then face John Cena for the WWE title or whoever champion that may be at Payback.
I was confident in that. In fact, this was probably my one of my most confident predictions of the night was that Mark Henry would beat Sheamus and go on to face John Cena at Payback. Uh, and I was 100% wrong. You were 100% correct with yours. You even got the finish right with Sheamus
Yeah.
pulling in Mark Henry for the bro kick, hits the last corner, gets the victory. I'm a little disappointed. I think Henry and Cena could have been fun. Sheamus winning does nothing for me because he's much like Randy Orton, just meandering around. So I'm a little disappointed with the match result, but congratulations, you
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. We're just gonna have to see where this goes. I'm quite happy about my prediction. I don't know about you, but yeah, pulling Mark Henry in for a broke kick and then touching the last corner to win. Sheamus wins that match. We'll see where he goes from here.
I agree. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if he has any story. Do you have anything else to elaborate?
I don't.
Neither do I. Neither does Mark Henry. He actually went home. So,
He did. He's gone. He's leaving WWE for a couple days.
yeah, 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 makes sense. Okay, speaking of home, the Hounds of Justice, they own that ring. As of after Extreme Rules, that is, the Shield took on the tag team champions, Team Hell No, in a Texas Tornado tag team match. I remember Jerry Lawler made that reference that it was a Texas Tornado match, and he immediately didn't say anything about Texas Tornado. I feel like he wasn't meant to say that, but it is a classic Texas Tornado tag team match. I thought right up Shield's element, it went really well. Love their performances. The Daniel Bryan mixing in with them as well. You know that you got the best in the world of Daniel Bryan, the young freshness of the Shield, and the veteran style of Kane all in one. Just they mix so well together, and it put on for a really great match. One of my favorite tag team title matches in the past 2, 3 years.
Uh, that's high. That's very high praise
Yeah,
for this match.
for the Shield mostly.
Um, I want to comment real quick before I give my thoughts on the match about the Texas Tornado line from Jerry the King Lawler. I thought that was pretty funny. I don't know if he knew or not, but WWE never promoted this match as a Texas Tornado match. They clearly, in all of their uh, hype for this match, promote it as a tornado match. Uh, do you do you think it was a screw up by Jerry, or do you think
Well,
that
yeah, it was a screw up because Jerry Lawler, he's old school, and old school, if two teams are in the ring together, it's called a Texas Tornado tag match.
sure? I mean, let's say Jerry had a tough year, so we're gonna cut him some slack again and say,
Yeah, I mean,
man,
well, it's
yeah,
anybody's mistake, especially somebody who's so old school. It's like that one guy, I don't remember his name, my apologies. He was at the Hall of Fame, and it was the Cowboys. Well, you know JBL,
yes,
Blackjack Mulligan. All right,
yes,
yeah,
the
they were.
Blackjacks,
Thank you, the Blackjacks. Yeah, they were at the Hall of Fame, and they said WWF, without knowing. It's
sure,
just
yeah,
natural to them to say that because that was their era. I would definitely strongly believe that it is Jerry Lawler's era to say Texas Tornado because that's just what it is. We don't normally have tornado tag team matches these days, so when you have one that hasn't been around for a while, Jerry Lawler naturally his instincts are to say Texas Tornado because that's what the match is actually referred to as.
sure, and he wrestled most of his career, at least his early career, in the Memphis territory, and they had a bunch of Texas Tornado matches in the in that territory. So it's natural for
Yeah,
Jerry to
yeah,
say
yeah. I
that.
wouldn't call it a screw up. I would just call it a history lesson
True.
for
I mean,
everybody.
I liked it.
I
I was
loved it. Yeah, I love
yeah.
the reference. It just gave kind of um, a historic feel to the type of match that it was.
It did. I'm actually using the word screw up. I did not mean it in a negative way. I liked that he said it. I enjoyed hearing him call it a Texas Tornado match. Something that you probably won't hear ever again.
Yeah, it was good to hear though. What do you think about the match?
The match itself was one of the one of the better matches of the night. I thought it ran a little short for a pay per view match, and I really enjoyed it while it lasted, and I think it definitely played with the Shield's tornado tag strength, and what we love is that chaotic environment that the Shield can bring. Only the Shield can bring in a tornado tag match. I really enjoyed all four superstars in this match. Daniel Bryan has a nice. I really like Daniel Bryan's fire that he has as his in this babyface role right now. It's really good. Kane looked great as always. Roman, Seth, really great stuff. And awesome to see Shield win the tag titles, the penny titles, as I like to call them. But as much as I like this match, I think it was too short for a pay per view. So it's not a disappointment, but again, like Jericho and Fandango, for me, it lives up to expectations but doesn't exceed them.
Perfect. That definitely describes this match very well. Um, our predictions were that the Shield would win, and of course we got it correct. It was almost obvious that the Shield was going to pick up the tag titles. Um, I'm glad that they did. Some people say that it's too soon for them to win the titles, but I would like to say that whether it's too soon, too late, or just not the right time, the Shield has been very good at being safe in every decision that is made when it comes to the Shield. So if it is too early, I'm sure the Shield has something in mind to make sure that it doesn't ruin them, whether it's too early or not.
Sure, I agree. And to the people saying that, take a look out into the audience and see how many uh, members of the WWE Universe are sporting Shield shirts, how many of them are cheering or booing the Shield, and how over these guys are. Because, I mean, these guys are already making money for the company and are already over with the WWE Universe, the audience, and they've proven themselves to, if not steal a show, put on great matches consistently every single night they go out there. So for me, I think that all says that's not too soon, at least in my opinion. I think it's entirely the right time for the Shield to hold the tag team titles.
Perfect. And not just the tag team titles. I'm going to use that to segue into Dean Ambrose versus Kofi Kingston for the United States Championship. Dean Ambrose picking up the United States title. What do you think about that?
Bringing prestige back is what I'm
Yes.
hoping.
He brought prestige back the moment he won it to me. I mean, I felt like that is gold right there. You know, I didn't never saw that in that same light for the past few years.
Very true. I mean, I like Kofi, but WWE doesn't, I guess. So he flops around the mid card with Intercontinental titles and U.S. titles and doesn't do anything with them. I think when Dean won it, it's a guy that we know WWE cares about. It's a guy that consistently, like I said, all the Shields steal the show or come very close to it every single time they're in that ring. And this is a guy who I really am looking forward to seeing as the United States champion. I've been following this guy for a good portion of the last 3 years when he was in the Indies. So to see him come from there to wrestling the Undertaker recently and now winning the U.S. title is just really fun to see as a longtime fan of Dean Ambrose.
Definitely, it's a long time coming. Um, the United States Championship is something that back in the day, somebody who was making an impact like Dean Ambrose is would win, and he would have a successful reign, and then drop the title to move on to bigger titles. So I think it's safe to say that this title, no matter how long he may hold it, will be a bridge to future heavyweight title reign for Dean.
I think it's safe to say as long as WWE doesn't get tired of him, because they if history shows WWE does flip flop with amazing talent even sometimes, and I hope that they're serious. I hope they stay serious about this amazing talent that is Dean Ambrose.
Same here. What did you think about the match?
I had I had fairly high expectations for this match because it's Dean Ambrose and it's Kofi Kingston. The match lasted a good, I'd say, 6 minutes, which was actually 2 minutes off from what I predicted. In our podcast, I predicted that it would go at least 8 minutes, so I was off by 2 minutes. Not bad.
Well done.
I would say that this match was good, and it's a trend. I know it's a trend with me, and this I think this is one of the last times you'll hear this complaint from me. But I'm going to complain again and say that this was once again too short to for a pay-per-view title match. I feel like these two guys gave it their all and had a really just solid wrestling match while it lasted. But 6 minutes for two great wrestlers like this is just too short for a pay-per-view match. And I liked it while it lasted, but I would love to see a rematch and would love to see this thing go at least 10 to 15 minutes, and they could put on a even better match if they were allotted more time.
Definitely, I agree with you 100%. Do you have
So yes,
do you, what do you think about his side headlock DDT?
I think it's very good. I think that it's the skull crushing finale on steroids.
Yes, that's a perfect way to put it. Well done.
And I mean that in every possible way. I don't mean that in a future endeavored, we found out you're using steroids way.
Just for your side headlock DDT. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean I think it's a really good move. Looks great. Very innovative. You don't see that coming. WrestleMania 21, Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle. Shawn Michaels had that side headlock locked in for a good while, and not once did you ever expect Shawn to go for a DDT while he was in that side headlock. Like, That would have been
Very true.
amazing. You know, I never saw anything like that in that move when Dean did it the first time. Didn't know what was coming. When I saw what was coming, I was excited and I wanted to see it again. And I'm glad that I get to see it for years to come, hopefully.
I agree. It's a very exciting and really a violent finisher. And when I think of Dean Ambrose, I always think violent. And
Yes.
uh, and so I like it. It excites me. It's very fun to see that finisher, and I could not be any more happy for Dean Ambrose with the U.S. title. Very cool moment. Very cool moment for all the Shield, and that's one of the big things I'll take away from this pay per view is it was the Shield's night, and they got to shine, and they won the tag titles and the U.S. title, and the prestige in those belts is going to fly off the radar if they're given the chance to really run with them.
I don't think there's anything I can say that could top that. The Shield. Congratulations to the Shield, running the WWE right now.
Yes.
Yes. We're gonna move on to the number one contenders I Quit match between Del Rio and Jack Swagger. The match, sure, it was all right. I thought I don't know about you. You tell me what you think, but I felt like the referee asked them a little too often if they wanted to quit. I don't
Yes.
know.
If I had two words to describe this I Quit match, it would not be I Quit. It would be Mike Chioda.
Yeah. Explain more about that.
Mike Chioda and the words "Do you want to quit?" were uttered at least. I didn't count this, so anybody who wants to complain can complain if I'm wrong, because I very well could be. I did not take the time to count, and I won't.
You lost
But
count, really. Let's
yes, I
go.
lost count. Uh, he at least said it. I would gather in my mind that he said it at least 20 plus times. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree. He said it enough for me to think Mike, if he's gonna quit, I'm sure he'll probably tell you. Maybe you should try to back off a little bit.
I think so. It was like an overbearing friend who just keeps on texting you.
Yes.
Are you gonna come over today? And you keep on saying to him, no, I'm busy. I can't do this. I'm sorry. But he just keeps on texting you, and
Yeah.
he won't stop texting you. Are you gonna quit? Well, I was ready to quit. I was ready to tap out right there
I was ready
and
myself.
turn it off till the next match. But I stayed with it,
You didn't
and
quit.
yeah, you know, it was Mike Chioda's night. He got to do that, and then
Yep.
it was his night. He got to talk the most I've ever heard Mike Chioda's voice, and I think I've heard enough of Mike Chioda for the rest of my life. But
Oh, that's
no
harsh. I
offense
like
against
Mike
Mike
Yoda.
Chioda, but oh, he's a fantastic referee. Do you want to quit?
Yeah, yeah. Let's quit on that. Um, the match itself was okay. I would rate it 3, 4 stars, maybe. Not even four. Close to four. 3.5 stars when it comes to quality of the match. It was all right to me. Um, there weren't any brutal. You should probably be quitting right now moves. At least not to me.
There
Um,
were a bunch to Mike Chioda.
yeah. My Kyoto was a little overprotective there. I think he was a little panicky in that match. Del Rio wins with a cross arm breaker, but before that happened and Swagger quit like a baby, there was a really controversial ending to the match. Jack Swagger won the match
Yes,
by throwing in the towel. Manager calling quits. Um, Zeb Coulter threw in Alberto Del Rio's towel and pretended it was Ricardo, of course,
sure.
while Alberto was in the ankle lock. So Mike Chioda finds it. Hey, the towel was thrown in. You're in an ankle lock. Somebody quit for you. Ring the bell. Jack Swagger wins. But then another referee comes out and has Mike Chioda check out the replay.
Which led to Mike Chioda getting more mic time.
Hey, more Mike time.
Yes, more Mike. Yes, more Mike time for Mike
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant.
Kyoto. Yes.
Yeah, you got more mic time, more camera time.
I mean,
he
this guy is more. I think he got more Mike time than Dolph Ziggler gets
he did. Yeah, all in one moment there.
on one night.
Yeah, in one night.
You want to
Um,
quit?
no, not yet, not yet. No, Uh,
Yes.
yeah. Mike Chioda saw the replay, saw what happened. Classic controversial ending to a match. You check the replay, something that referees don't usually do. I remember the last time I saw this, and the only other time I saw this happen was actually in TNA. Alex Shelley had set up a recorder to the ring to record his match, and he recorded it. Whatever, the guy cheated to win, and Alex Shelley brought his little camcorder to the ref and said, "Hey, check this out." And the ref saw it and reversed the decision and gave Alex
Right.
Shelley the win. Um, when I saw this
What?
replay come into play, I was quite surprised. WWE doesn't usually do that, but I was also upset because I was actually happy that Swagger won. I don't know about you, but I was happy that he won because I really wanted to see Swagger versus Ziggler because to me that has more of a story than Del Rio versus Ziggler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I think so too. I would have really liked to see Zeb interact with uh, the feud. I think that he's done so much with Del Rio, and I kind of want to hear what Zeb has to say about Ziggler, uh, and not just the immigration laws that he keeps on throwing in Del Rio's face as a heel. I think it would be interesting to see Zeb's interaction. I think Swagger and Ziggler also has a bit of history. They used to be a tag team, Vicky Guerrero as their manager. I think there's a bit of history that they could play on there. So I would like to see that too. And even besides that point, I think the plausibility of WWE having uh, the equipment out there, the television prompter out there ready for the replay doesn't make any sense to me. This is a company that does not use instant replay and gave no indication that they would start using instant replay at Extreme Rules or anytime in the near future. And yet there was a teleprompter out there ready just in case there would be a replay they need to look at.
I'm
I
sure
just I
they
don't
have a
get.
lot of teleprompters out there though, bro.
There was a specific teleprompter. I'm not talking about the ones that the announcers look at. I'm talking about a specific large teleprompter. It was more of it like a TV size.
It was a TV.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes, it was a
Let me see
TV.
that replay. Here, let me just pull out this TV here at the timekeeper's table.
Yes, the plausibility in that I give a thumbs down to WWE on the plausibility of them randomly having a TV ready and willing to see a replay, just in case there could be shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was gonna look up at the Titantron,
That
but
would make more
yeah,
sense.
yeah, right. But he's like, "Does anybody have a TV?" I do. Uh,
They have one.
here, and I happen to be watching the pay-per-view. Here
So
you
yes,
go.
that's a little thing that bugged me. I don't know if it bugged you, but it did bug me. I don't understand. It's just too simple. The plausibility is not there, and I don't. That certainly bugged me
Okay,
about
that
this
bugged
match.
you in the sense of plausibility. What about what do you think? What is your opinion on using the instant replay? Not building up to it. Sure, we had no sign that that would have ever happened, but it did. So, what do you think about the decision being waved off because of instant replay?
I think that in this situation, I would not want to see this be a regular thing in WWE. I don't think it really. I think every single time they do it, it will be the same story. I don't feel there's too many stories to tell out of this. It will generally lead to screw jobs or somebody getting screwed over in some way or another, and the heel or bayface complaining the next night saying you didn't really see what happened, or this is how it should have happened, or
Check the
I got
replay.
the win, and then you reversed it, and that's what we're probably
Yeah.
going to see out of this with Zeb or Swagger maybe complaining eventually about this. That's what I would think. And I just there's not many stories that could be told, so I don't really see the reason behind it. We're talking. I mean, how many times are you going to do this? One time is fine. I guess it's not my favorite, but I guess one time I can deal with. Twice, three times, or more. No, I don't want to see this as a regular thing because there's not enough interesting stories that can be told using the instant replay.
I'm right with you. Alberto Del Rio is the #1 contender to Dolph Ziggler's World Heavyweight title.
Yes, he is. I mean, their match will most likely be at Payback.
Yeah.
Should be good. The build will be questionable just because I haven't seen a really great build involving Del Rio in a long time. But the actual in-ring stuff, these guys have been wrestling for a good portion of the last 2 to 3 months on main event, on Raw, on SmackDown, and all their matches have been top notch. So we're going to see another really good match at Payback with these two. That's one thing I really think we'll see is good in-ring quality match from Ziggler and Del Rio because we've seen it before. The build will be questionable, I predict.
Okay, well, we're going to have to see how that plays out at Payback.
Yes.
Yes. Let's move on to the WWE Championship match. Ryback versus John Cena in a last man standing match. What do you think about this match?
There was no super glue like I predicted.
Yeah.
There was no duct tape
No.
either. But there was, and I'm surprised when I'm saying this, there was a good match here. I actually begrudgingly enjoyed it because I had no interest in this match. The build was poor, the story was poor. I have no interest in most Ryback matches, but this was good. I thought it was one of, I mean, exceeded my expectations and then some. I thought it was a good match. I the 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 finish was not what I expected and not what you expected because we both thought Cena was going to get a clean win here. What do you think about? I mean, what do you think about the finish of this match?
It wasn't expected, but the moment I saw it, it was expected. I expected that to happen. I knew, like, when it happened inside me, I knew that was going to happen, even though I didn't expect it. Because,
Sure.
I mean, after WrestleMania, Ryback was set to rival with John Cena. If he's going to rival against John Cena, they're not going to have one match. If their match is a last man standing match, which, by the way, is absolutely irrelevant to them. It would make more sense Cena versus Mark Henry, last man standing, but versus Ryback, sure. It had to end in a no contest. It just had to. They're not going to face each other again unless it does.
I think you're right, and I also think that having Ryback and Cena face each other in a last man standing match for their first match in their feud, which I at the time and you did not predict this would be a first of many. And now that we know that is a first of many, they're going to be facing each other again at Payback in an ambulance match. I think that starting a feud with a last man standing match makes little to no sense.
Yeah, I agree, but it was Extreme Rules, so
Sure. Did
whatever.
what were your thoughts on the actual quality of the match?
The quality. Well, Ryback held his own in that one. He didn't seem too winded. Fandango seemed more winded than he did.
Funnily enough, yeah.
Yeah. I sort of enjoyed it, sort of.
I was
From
not invested in the match.
yeah,
Don't get this twisted here. I was not invested in this match one bit, but I can just appreciate the effort
the
that they
effort,
that they
yes,
both gave.
the effort and the art and the classic last man standing match that they put on. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're gonna see a last man standing match, you're gonna see some of the moves that they pulled off in there, and it was okay. I mean, I personally don't need to be invested into a match to enjoy a match. And the match doesn't need to be great quality. It just needs to tell a story. And the only story that it told was, I'm trying to keep you down, you're trying to keep me down, but I'm not going down. How about we go down together? you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, all right. Yeah, it was okay. The finish of the match was pretty good. I didn't see it coming, but when it did, I thought it was awesome. Sure. Seeing Cena in the way that they were after, when the camera came over there, a little. I mean, of course, we know what happened, but it was kind of hard to buy that he speared him and Cena landed perfectly on his back, lying on a structure.
And he had one. I think he had like what, one pipe on top of him. Was it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
and Ryback was like a couple feet away.
Yes.
Sure.
That's that
Yeah.
was a little hard to buy. I agree.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, even if people say wrestling's fake, even though that was planned, um, doesn't mean that things aren't hard to buy. I mean, that was kind of
Sure.
hard to buy, like that replay. But overall, pretty good match. I like Ryback. I like Cena. Um, so seeing them in the ring together, working together, it can only really get better because Cena. The more that they wrestle each other, Cena's going to be coaching Ryback. So sure.
Would Would you say that it lived up to your expectations of what you thought this match would be?
It exceeded my
Agreed.
expectations.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because my expectations were nothing. I didn't expect this match to go anywhere.
I have to agree.
Yeah,
We both said, we both spent a good majority of our prediction show when we discussed this match joking around. So I mean, we obviously didn't take this match very seriously, and they pulled off a match that was pretty serious and quite good, even if the finish was predictable, even though we didn't predict it.
yeah,
It was the rest of the match was enjoyable and definitely exceeded my expectations. Definitely exceeded your expectations. It was kind of good stuff. It was a good match.
I agree. Yeah, I think we can settle on that. That it was a good match. We have another match for them at Payback ambulance match, and we're just gonna have to see where this rivalry goes. This is how it started. Not happy how it started, but let's just see where it goes. That's all we can really do.
Sure, just have to wait this one out and see if it gets better. I mean, if they put on a match at least of this quality, I'll be entertained enough. Whether the build is crap or not, if the match is at least this good, I'll let it pass. I guess.
Me too. There's nothing else I really have to say about the match or the superstars. Just gonna let things roll as they go.
I agree. Let's move on.
Okay, the main event: Brock Lesnar versus Triple
Yes.
H in a steel cage match, an old school steel cage match.
With the blue
Ironically,
bars.
yeah, thank you. Ironically, or yeah, it's ironically they called it an old school steel cage match. However, this, this was a brand new steel cage used for this match, a few inches higher than usual and reinforced for Lesnar's knee. and yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good match in terms of. No, I didn't like it. It wasn't a Lesnar match. It wasn't a Lesnar match, man. Lesnar looked horrible. Whether he won the match or not, he looked weak, vulnerable, and that's not how I like seeing Lesnar. He's not weak and vulnerable.
um. All right. I'll give you some of my thoughts on this, and then I'll let you
Yeah,
elaborate a little bit. I think that this was, for me, one of the best matches of the night. Maybe I'm gonna say it's my pick for match of the night, and I know that you're gonna elaborate more, and you didn't like it. I'm gonna first of all agree with you. This was not a Lesnar match, and it was definitely a Triple H match. I did not care for the story that was being told, which was Lesnar's knee hits the steel cage. He starts selling it, and Triple H works over the knee the whole time, and Lesnar gets the comeback victory with the help of Paul Heyman and a sledgehammer, and defeats Triple H and possibly ends the rivalry. I didn't care for the story being told. Uh, One reason, like I said, and like you said, it's not a Lesnar match. It's Triple H in control, which is the opposite of what we want to see from Lesnar. And two, it felt way too sympathetic. I don't understand if Lesnar is supposed to be such a tough heel, why we should be so sympathetic towards him and care about his knee while Triple H is tearing it apart. That seems like a story you'd want to tell the opposite way. It seems like Triple H is
Yeah,
the
it
guy.
seemed like a baby face. Like I'm literally confused why Triple H is trying to sell himself as a babyface because everything he's doing, everything he's saying is something a heel would do. He hid a sledgehammer and camouflaged it for the steel cage. He told Paul Heyman on Raw, just because I can, I'm going to kick your ass. And
Yeah.
told his new kid, old school kid, new kid, I'm going to kick your ass first, and then I'm going to kick his. And I'm thinking that you're a heel. You're a heel that people cheer for, and that's not
Yes.
cool. He
Yes.
bullied Brock Lesnar,
He really
and
did. Brock Lesnar
yeah,
is the total sympathetic quintessential babyface in this match. I didn't understand that, and so these are all my complaints with the match. And you're probably wondering, why are you saying this is your favorite match of the night if you have all these complaints? Mostly because I thought it was just as much as I didn't like the story was was really well told and the match was really well wrestled. The story was very good in the way it was told. I didn't like it, but it was actually the selling of Lesnar and the comeback victory it was very well done. I that's so I praise the match for the quality, not that I liked the story, but I just really enjoyed watching the quality of it. If that makes sense.
yeah, that makes total sense. Compared to the last two matches, the quality was really good. Lesnar's one of the best sellers
Oh, I
out
agree.
there.
I was, and that really helped me too. Is his just getting into watching himself. The knee injury was fantastic. Also, got to mention real quick before I forget, how great was that shout out when Paul Heyman helped him out? He says, "That's my manager."
That was amazing. That stuck out for me. I love that relationship between those two. That was perfect. I love that moment. That's a moment right there, dude.
It is, and Heyman was fantastic in this. Constantly on the side, cheering on Lesnar. You got to fight through this. You can't give up. You got to fight through this. I'm telling you, it was like I was watching Rocky,
Rocky, yeah. I was thinking
and
the same
and
thing.
Lesnar's a heel. This is it. It really is ridiculous, but I liked the match, but I have problems with it. So it's very I it
Love hate relationship with this
Yes, it
match.
really is. But I am naming it as my match of the night. I don't know
Yeah,
what your match of the night is, but this was mine. Despite my issues with the storytelling, the I both loved and hated the storytelling. If that's my thing there. I mean, it was troublesome in some ways, but it was good also, and it was easily their best match yet.
I agree. I'm hoping that this puts an end to this rivalry. If Triple H keeps picking on Paul Heyman, probably not, but
Well,
we'll see.
we still have
Michael
hell in the cell.
Puppet H makes his return onto the show. Yes, we do have Hell in a Cell. I'm hoping that they don't face in Hell in a Cell because they don't need to, but sure. And if they do face in Hell in a Cell, Lesnar better break his arm because I'm
There better be a
tired.
Lesnar match. But
Yeah.
what would you say really turned you off to this match? Because I mean, I stated my problems, but I did at the end of the day think it was match of the night. What was what is your kind of final thoughts on this match?
I felt like this overall, first of all, was better than anything else that they put on. Secondly, the steel cage gave it a good feel. Like classic elements of steel cage, like almost escaping or manager closing the door on him, sort of thing. That was good. Camouflaging the sledgehammer, brilliant. I felt like they worked really well together. They told a story. I was sympathetic for Brock. I was scared for Brock. I wanted him to win. I was just worried that Triple H was going to do something. I was actually scared Lesnar's leg was messed up. But
Sure, which I think is it's counterproductive to book a Brock Lesnar match that way. But the story was well done. Whether it wasn't the right story in my opinion to tell, but it was told well.
yeah, the wrong story told very, very well. Um, Overall, match of the night. Um, yeah, definitely main event worthy. I'm glad Lesnar got to close off the show, no matter how he won. And I don't care how he won, okay?
He won the
So,
war too. I mean, he beat him.
yeah,
If this is the end of the war, which it should be, as we both agree, it's Lesnar won. There's no mistaking that he beat Triple H twice, and Triple H beat him once. So 2-1, he wins the war.
yes, he definitely won the war. But as far as anything else about this match, I mean, yeah, it was a great match. Great wrestlers. I like the finish. That's about it.
That's my manager.
That's my manager right there, Paul Heyman. Greatest manager of all time. Best in the world.
Yes, 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 yes to that.
We just did like 3 wrestler references right there. Okay. Well, is there anything else that you would like to say about Lesnar and Triple H?
I think that about does it for that match. We both agree it's the match of the night. Is that what you're going with too?
Yep. Yep, definitely. Match of the night.
And what is your what is your overall thoughts for this pay per view? What would you grade this in a letter grade?
In a letter grade. All right. We did some stars last time. We'll do letter grades.
Well, here at Webster's, we throw you off. We have to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, exactly. And just wait until you find out what we're going to rate Raw. Well, overall, pay per view, I have to say, if the Shield wasn't there and if Lesnar didn't win, this pay per view would suck. And I wouldn't want to see it at all. I would for homework, but I wouldn't want to.
Yes.
Um, but because they were there, I felt like the Shield and Brock Lesnar winning saved this pay per view and gave this pay per view a C plus.
All right, that's a fair rating, and I would agree. The Shield winning the titles definitely made this pay per view mean something in a historic fashion. We can look back on this and say this is when the Shield won their first titles in the WWE. So that's a moment that is forever connected with this pay per view. That puts it up a little bit for me. And Lesnar getting the win is good. The match was nice. Cena and Ryback beating my expectations is nice. A lot of the lower card that I was really looking forward to um, did not live up or just lived up to my expectations because of the time WWE allotted them was too short, as I complained about a lot. So that I think, all things said, it's a C for me.
All right, a C and a C plus, averaged out to a C. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Yeah, this pay per view's got a C. C for Cage, I guess.
Old school blue steel cage match, but it wasn't. So
It wasn't. Yeah, I was looking forward to that. Overall, pretty good pay per view. Great performers, good outcomes. I can't wait to see what's next at Payback.
I agree. I'm thinking it's going to be maybe a better pay per view next month.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope that it can beat the grade of Extreme Rules.
Yes.
Now, I think it's about that time. It's about pimping time for the Junk Man.
All right, 5 star. I get you. If you enjoyed what we had to say so far on our show today, check out our Facebook page and give us a like for more content at facebook.com/Websters of Wrestling. And if you have any suggestions or ideas or just want to talk crap like Woody Eubank did on our last video, head on over and give us a follow on our official Twitter page, twitter.com/Websters of Wrestling. Just please make sure that if you do decide to be like Woody, be specific and detailed about what you mean. We want to know exactly what horrible things you have to say. And don't forget, feel free to comment in the comment section below. We would love to hear what you think. Once again, I am WWE Man, Levi Junk.
I am the 5-star legend.
We are the Websters of Wrestling, and please don't try this at home.